Hello, everybody. Harvey Talks Prison here. I got a story for you from Potosi Correctional Center. Um, kind of give you a layout of the prison before I get started on this story. Is they got the kitchen, and then they got another part called satellite kitchen. It's separate from the kitchen, and that's where the food is put on trays, and then the trays put on carts and they sent to the hole, because most of Potosi is the hole. It's PC, special needs unit, and the hole. And so 4 housing units out of 6 people are not on the yard. And so I was working down there, and there was a guy down there, black guy, bald headed, real friendly, real polite. I mean, he's one of those type that if he was asking you for a cigarette, he'd have his head down, real humble, and ask you for this, if he could get a cigarette. And most people would give him a cigarette, Well, one day, we're in there working, and here comes all these guards in, and this cook, staff cook, says that's him right there, and they slam him up against the wall and they cuff him and they take him to the hole. And so I got to asking the cooks what was going on, and they said, well, he had grabbed the one square cook on the backside, and I did not believe it. From talking to this guy, I did not believe it one bit. And I told her that I thought she was lying. Well, he gets out of the hole, and I see him in the wing one day, and I say, hey, I stood up for you down there in the satellite kitchen, and told him that I thought she was lying, that she just free cased you and gave you, just to send you to the hole. And he puts his head down and he goes, Harvey, it's true. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, he goes, I was standing there, and she was kind of came, or she was in front of me and was facing away from me, and my hand just had a mind of its own and reached out and grabbed a handful. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's like I couldn't control my hand. So I had to go back down to the satellite. Well, when I went back to work the next day, I went down there and I told her, I said, hey, I got to apologize to you, because I said I talked to him, and he said that it was true, And she goes, yeah, I could not believe that you got so upset over that and so mad. I said, well, I never would have thought he would have done something like that. And she says, me neither, but said he did, But since we're talking about satellite kitchen, I got into that's the story where I told you the pancake thing took place. The guy slapped the other guy with the pancake. But I got into it with a guy down there and went to the hole, and that was just a fight I had. But the funniest thing I saw down there is one time, it was during the winter time, and most of these carts that we push to the hole are small, kind of small. I mean, they ain't real small, but they're kind of small. But one of them was huge. And it's kind of hard to push, because when you take them to one, I think housing unit 3, you gotta kind of go up this incline on the sidewalk. And there was snow and ice everywhere, and I had trouble getting the cart over the 3 house myself, and I wasn't weak. It was just hard to push and stuff, with the ice and stuff. But we had a little bitty guy working there, And I mean, he wasn't real small, but he was. I mean, he was smaller than most of us. So I just brought back a cart from Two House, and I'm standing outside with this square cook, and he goes, "That guy over there might need help." And so we're looking, and he's got one hand, and he's pulling his cart, and he's coming down this incline I was telling you about. He slips and falls flat down on the sidewalk, and the cart rolls right over top of him and stops. I just started laughing, and there's a couple other guys there, and they were laughing, and he just stares. The square cook just stares, man. And he looks at us and he goes, "Well, you guys stop laughing. One of you go get him, go help him." And so I go over there, and you know, his head's kind of sticking out, and I said, "Are you all right?" Because I was wondering if he got hurt when he hit the concrete. He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." He goes, "Just get it off of me." So instead of pushing it back up off of him, backwards up the incline, I figured I'd just pull it forward and let it go over the top of him. I told him, I said, "Keep your head down." So I go to pull it, and by the time it gets to his head, he goes, "Stop, stop." I said, "What?" He goes, "It's catching on me. I'm stuck." And I'm trying not to laugh. And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "You're going to have to push it back, you know." And I said, "Okay, well." I'm trying to push it back, and I'm slipping, and it's going back, but it's going slow. And one of the other guys, they ran up there, and they helped me get it off of him. And he gets up, and the other guy asked him, said, "Are you okay?" And when he said, "Yeah," we just both started up. He wasn't laughing too much. You know, he goes, "You guys wouldn't have been laughing if it happened to you." And we said, "No, but you would have been," you know. But that was the funniest thing that happened down there. Another time, I pulled a cart over to Two House, which is not Two House, One House, which is the whole but single man cells. This is where they're doing long term, you know, like they stabbed somebody or something, and they're doing long term over there. They're doing it, you know, 9 months, a year, or whatever, you know, maybe even longer. Sometimes I think they're forgotten over there. But we always take fruit over there, you know. It may be bananas, maybe oranges, maybe apples. And this day, it was apples. And I pulled the cart over there, and they have to come out. There's a paper that comes with the cart, and they got to sign it and everything. One of the COs have got to sign it. So he comes out there, and he's checking the cart, and he signs it. And he goes, "Oh, man, apples." And I said, "You guys don't like apples over here? They don't like apples?" He goes, "They like throwing them at us." And I said, "How can they throw them at you?" And he goes, "We open the doors, the chuck holes. These are just little slots that you open and you put the food through, you know, or you have them put their hands through and you cuff them." He goes, "We open the chuck holes and then we start giving them trays and stuff. And they start, if it's apples, they start chucking them at us, you know." And he goes, "They hurt." I said, "Well, how about after you put the trays in, you shut the chuck hole? You know, after you feed one guy, you shut the chuck hole." He goes, "Yeah, but," he goes, "there's other people coming by with drinks, you know. The drinks are not on the trays. They got to be," he said, "so we got to leave them open for the people coming by with the drinks. I said, well, have the people go by with the drinks first. And he goes, yeah, I guess I could. But he said, for the time being, could you take these apples back and bring bananas or something, something that's a little softer. And so I went back and carried the box of apples. And I get over there and they said, why'd you bring the apples back? And I said, because they said they don't like them because they're being thrown at them. And he said, well, they're a bunch of babies over there, He said, what do they want us to do, And so they dug around and they went to the other main kitchen. They got some oranges and they took some oranges over there. And he actually went over there and told them, he said, you guys are just going to have to deal with the apples once in a while, We can't be just accommodating you guys, just because you're getting apples checked at you. But I was laughing about that, and the square cook, the staff cook that took him over there, he was aggravated. He was mad. But when he seen me laughing, he thought I was laughing at the fact that I thought they was being ignorant. No, I was laughing at the fact that they was getting apples checked at them to start with. That's funny to me. Maybe they hurt, but it's still funny. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.